For today's conversation, we're going to be talking about 7 ways to enhance your child's executive function skills this holiday season and beyond that. They will focus much more on the holidays, but you can always use the strategies that we are about to share with you any time of the year. So the reason we're addressing this topic is because the holidays are a wonderful time for families. We have a lot of fun. There's lots of social events, lots of festivities, great food, not to mention, and, just like a warm, holy feeling, right? However, for all of us, it's also a pretty stressful time. This is especially true for our kiddos with ADHD and those that are neurospicy. If your child is on the spectrum, this could especially be a really difficult time for them. We did a whole blog on ways to enhance or support your child during the holiday season, so please check out our website to find additional resources for that. Today we are going to focus on 7 ways to enhance your child's executive function skills over the holidays. But again, it's going to address how can we reduce the overwhelm so that your child can access the parts of the brain that are dedicated to planning, organizing, etc., all of which they will need to help them prepare for these last few days of school before their school lets out for the holiday break. Executive function skills, we'll go over what they are, but they are especially challenged during times when people are stressed and emotionally dysregulated. So, for whatever reason, whether your child is on the spectrum, has ADHD, or a learning difference, right, in conjunction with the stress of the holiday season, the last 2 weeks of school before breaks can be a really difficult time. All right, so let's dive in. So what are executive function skills? I'll quickly do a recap for those of us who do not remember. But the executive function skills are the brain's management system. Often experts will refer to them as the brain's conductor or the air traffic control system. So it's the part of the brain that lies right behind our forehead, and it's also the last part of the brain to develop. So when we're looking at our kiddos who are neurospicy, we're thinking about their brain development in comparison to a same age grade peer, they typically lag about 30% behind in this brain region. It's not to say they won't catch up, they're just a little bit more behind. And it's the last part of the brain to develop. So in every student, no matter what grade your child is in or what age, it's going to be developmentally behind an adult. Typically, this part of the brain finishes evolving, let's say, around their mid-20s. For a neurospicy kiddo, it could be maybe mid to late 30s. And we know that the brain is very plastic, so it's always developing, right? But executive function skills involves planning and prioritizing, which includes setting goals and determining the next steps to achieve them. Organization's another one, so keeping track of information and materials, both digitally, thoughtfully in your thoughts, right? And also just information. Time management, which involves allocating time effectively and figuring out how you will meet your deadlines. Self-regulation, which involves controlling your emotions and your impulses. And flexibility, which means adapting to changing situations and responding back to setbacks. Okay, so all of these skills are needed to do anything in life. Really, it's anything. So when we're working with students here at We Thrive, one of the things we really focus on in our practice is developing a child's executive function skills using a coach approach. So we don't tell students or give them strategies or solution. Our goal is really to create lasting change for your child, which is why we use the coach approach, because we fire off areas of the brain that are going to ignite their problem-solving skills and develop their executive function skills. And that's what's going to create lasting change for your child. And I think that's what makes our practice so unique, because we have such a different approach. Because in addition, in conjunction to the coaching, we are also doing educational therapy, which is specialized interventions to support all learners, but especially neurodiverse learners. So I can't wait. We're gonna dive right in. I want to be mindful of everyone's time. So here are 7 ways that you can develop and reinforce your child's executive function skills this holiday season. Number one is we want to create a visual calendar. Why is that? Because during the holiday seasons, we have a lot more events, social events, responsibilities, commitments, and we want to make sure the whole family is aware of the commitments, the plans, without any surprises. We know that kiddos who, are neurospicy tend to struggle a bit more when plans are changed. So we want to make sure that we're front loading and reviewing these plans with them before the day comes or the next day arrives. So give them plenty of time so that they can process what this month's plans are going to look like. There are many ways you can do this. You can do it digitally, so on a Google Calendar, and just make a family calendar there. You can do it on a whiteboard. You can print out just a sheet and do it there. Map out all activities that will require their commitments, and possibly in a different color, your commitments, so that they know the days that you will not be home and maybe someone else is taking care of them. So if your company is having a holiday party, you want to make sure you add that on there so that they know that you will be gone those days, or if you are traveling for work, etc. Also add on there family gatherings. So what are they committing to? And events that, school events and finals that they have. So having a visual schedule will not only help them to see what's coming up, but if your child is at an age where they are prepping for finals or wrapping up the semester, they will be able to plan accordingly so that they know what days will be free, and what days they have family commitments to attend to. Involve your child in this process so you're not the only one doing this. Remember, we're always looking to create change and helping your child develop their independence. So please include this in this process. Let them add events, let them check off when things are completed, let them organize the calendar in a way that makes sense for them. And then also model how you create your own visual calendar of your events. So for example, I have one of my own where I have my work events separated from my personal events in different colors. And then my husband and I have a shared calendar, which is also in a different color. So that quickly lets me know, I can quickly see a week at a glance what the week is going to look like, and days when my husband will be gone, and days where, I am busy and I want to notify him. So this helps everyone stay in communication, feel like, we're on the same page, there are no surprises, and it will prevent triggers from happening. Okay, strategy number 2, during this holiday season, as your child preps for finals, final projects, papers, etc., use analog clock, timers, and alarms with them. So encourage them to use this and model how you use this yourself. So analog clocks are going to help your child manage and see time effectively. Okay, so even if they are on their desk or a computer, yes, the clock is going to show them their digital time, but we want your child to really see time pass. And during the last 2 weeks of school, it tends to be one of the busiest weeks of the school year. So we really want your child to use their time most effectively. So have an analog clock in front of them where they can see it so that they are keeping track of the time for each night, and they're not having to stay late doing their homework assignments. Support them in setting alarms to help them transition. So, if they are taking 2 hours to complete an assignment that maybe should have taken 8 hours, support them in setting an alarm so that they can check in with themselves or transition from the task. This can also help with transitioning back into breaks. So yes, set alarms to help with that. And reminders to remember to do things or transition from tasks. So, this is also when you can say, okay, you got 5 minutes as a break, let's set an alarm so that in 5 minutes you can come back. This is really important. So we've gone over visual schedule and using analog clocks. The third one is establish and maintain routines as much as possible. So maintain consistent routines as the routines that they had prior to the holiday season as much as possible. This helps students feel safe. They are gives them a sense of control, and will also help them to feel like there's some predictability in their days and some things are staying normal. We don't want everything to derail and for everything to change or for each day to look really different from what they're used to, because that will create stress. So please maintain consistent routines as much as possible. Have regular wake-up times with them, meal times, and bedtime as much as possible. So we want to provide structure for your child and some sense of predictability. Next, for number 4, we have practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques to cope with stress. So these are very easy to forget or ignore when we are all busy and stressed out. However, they are so important and impactful for your child's development and regulation. So please make sure that you add these times to your visual calendar. So add these routines in place. And back in September, we went over ways for you to add, mindfulness techniques and how to include these in your normal family routines. But we really encourage everyone to schedule at least 10 minutes to sort of help you and your family to decompress. So this will help your child stay calm, it will support their sleep, and it will enhance their learning and executive function skills. Overall, practicing mindfulness techniques is going to make your child a happier student and will also help them to learn and develop their skills, as we all hope that they are. So some examples that you can do with them are deep breathing exercises, muscle relaxations, and guided imagery. You can also just Google quick mindfulness techniques for blank age, and you'll get loads of examples on Google. Okay. So number 6, yes, we want to help them to stay organized. We know that when we or they are stressed, our organizations and executive function skills are hurt, right? So we have years of much more maturity on them and much more brain development than they do. They are going to need our support. Even if your child is a young adult or preteen, just knowing that you are there in their corner and that they can count on you if they have any questions without feeling judged is going to go such a far way for them. So support them, ask them, let me know how I can help. We do not want to intervene when we're not, when they can do something on their own, but we do want to offer as much support as we can. So ask them, let me know if you need help. I'm here if you need anything from me. Support them in creating checklists of academic and personal responsibilities. For example, you can support them if you guys are going on a holiday trip, you can support them in helping create a checklist to pack, or preparing for family events, or helping them to study for a test, or being their study buddy with them, and help them to prioritize tasks. When we are stressed, we tend to think that everything must be fixed right now and we need to get it all done urgently. So help them in really prioritizing the tasks. How we do this at We Thrive is we'll teach students how to create a must-do task, a wouldn't it be lovely task, and a later task. So you can help your child in sort of categorizing what they need, what's left of them to do into these 3 categories, so that they can focus and be much more efficient each night of the week. And then the last one is encourage flexibility, because we can plan all we want, but our plans will always derail or things will change. And so we need to encourage and help our children adapt to plans changing. So prepare them for changes in routines and unexpected events. So you can say, we have this calendar, we have these plans, this is how we hope it goes, but of course life happens and things come in the way and things might not go as we plan. So collaborate on them and how you both will handle it when plans go unexpectedly. So you can also discuss potential scenarios with them, like what's going to happen if we have to miss your recital, and how you and them will manage it. So that way you guys have a plan for how it's going to be managed. And when that time comes, rather than you and them getting triggered, you guys can approach it much more calmly, I'd say. And then last one, encourage a positive attitude to adapt and let things go. So whenever you're noticing that they're being flexible, I would acknowledge that for them. That's really hard for them, and they're trying really hard to not get triggered or upset by it, even though they may very well feel like, this is really crummy, right? I did not expect this to happen. And so the more we can acknowledge and celebrate their efforts and their flexibility, the more likely they will continue to do so, feel seen and recognized for their efforts, and be much more understanding, which all in all will help them come out of the unexpected events. So, all right, let me just go over these strategies really quickly again. We ask you all to create a visual schedule or calendar of this month. Use analog clocks, timers, and alarms to your child's advantage when they are working. Establish and maintain routines as much as possible. Practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques to cope with stress. Help them to stay organized during these busy times. And encourage flexibility both for you and for them, and celebrate any efforts forward. So enhancing executive function skills takes time and practice. We know this, right? And it will take lots of time and lots of practice and lots of tweaking and adjusting to this. But with these strategies, you can help your child navigate this holiday season hopefully a bit more smoothly. Remember, the goal is progress and not perfection. So celebrate small victories and provide lots of positive reinforcement to them. If you have found this session to be helpful, please share this with other families or parents who might benefit from the work that we're doing here. And remember, if your child is struggling this holiday season and you feel like it is coming in the way of your relationship with them, or there's something there that you're unsure that needs to be looked at, please schedule a call with us. You can visit WeThriveLearning.com and you will have a free consultation. I will be sure to call you and share with you, learn about your child, share with you a bit about the work that we do here to see if it would be a good fit, or refer you to another clinician who would be a better fit for them.